what Shamshu is actually the closest I am to as a person. There is a part of me in everything I play.
Any well-written script, the characters are there for a reason.
It's not a show that's sensationalizing crime. In season 1, Vartika became a hero. In season 2, she becomes human. She has flaws. She falters. There is a distinct divide of caste, creed, color, sex, gender, like you name it.
Today I'm speaking with actors of an Emmy Award-winning show, Delhi Crime. Hi Shefali, Rasika and Rajesh. Shefali, I'm going to start with you. Firstly, congratulations for Darlings.
Thank you.
You know you've been loved, and I personally loved every bit of you in that film.
Thank you. Thank you.
You know, when you portray characters like the one in Darlings and the one in Delhi Crime, they're so close to reality. You know, does it sort of affect the person, Shefali Shah, even a bit?
What Vartika feels and thinks is very close to what I feel and think. What Shamshu is actually the closest I am to as a person, because she's wacko. And yeah, did I say something nice about myself? Did I just say that I'm a wacko?
Describe yourself very
amply and very aptly. But there is a part of me in everything I play, and then there is something that the characters bring to me, which is going to stay with me way after the show or the film or whatever is done. And then there are certain parts, like for example Delhi Crime or Darlings or even Jalsa, where you have certain beliefs, you have certain feelings, you have certain thoughts, and they just kind of get reinstated.
Rajesh sir, for you, I'm not going to say that in Delhi Crimes you're playing a character or a role, because you're actually depicting a real person on screen. It's not just another character. So when you go on to play characters like this, you know, which are very far from fictional, do you feel that it's more demanding to essay those characters on screen?
No, this is also fictional in a way. It might be inspired from some real life character, but this is fictional. कि मतलब ये कोई किसी particular किसी एक character की autobiographical तो चीज नहीं है. In fact, किसी भी के लिए भी.
True.
है ना? तो डेफिनेटली अगर आप किसी का ऑटोबायोग्राफिकल वर्क कर रहे होते हैं तो दैट इज अ डिफिकल्ट वर्क एंड अनदर काइंड ऑफ चैलेंजेस.
Also, I feel, because the show is so real, it's treated with so much honesty, it's raw, it's real, that you don't have the luxury, and you don't want to. That's why, touchwood, we have these kind of actors, or the actors who are involved, who become those characters. It becomes real. It's like watching, it's almost a voyeuristic view of something that's going on over there.
Rasika, you have, always been lauded for the roles that you've played. What I want to talk to you about is smaller characters in shows, in films. Do you think they're now proving to be something that also drives the narrative? They're just not small characters, but they're sketched out so beautifully that they're really leaving an impact on people. It's not just the main leads anymore. Do you think that's changed from the time you started off?
It has significantly, because I think any well-written script, the characters are there for a reason, so they will have nuance. But however, I think the long form format which the series space provides is really a format for the true ensemble to exist. There are multiple tracks which flourish. There are multiple tracks which are given the meat they need in a show, and really complement the main story. I mean, are integral to that story. It's not just complemented story. So that has happened over the years, and I think the long form format allows you to do that. You have the luxury of time.
Delhi Crime is a show that I don't think wants or is not evocative or provocative in any way. A lot of murder shows, thriller shows will give you scenes that they want to surprise the audience. They want a shock value. So was it like a conscious decision by the actor, by the director, or the team as a whole, that we will not go into showing the gruesome acts that are committed in the process?
Yes, I absolutely think so. Because it's not a show that's sensationalizing crime. It's not. It's actually, when you go down to seeing it, even the way you see the cops and the whole system, how it functions, it's so raw. Like, they look exhausted. There is nothing it's not larger than life. It's not. Also, I think it's not just about the crime. No, then I don't think anywhere it's about sensationalizing or commercializing, or let's say कि अरे ये करते हैं तो मसालेदार
manipulating.
manipulating the audience. It's giving like hard raw. This is what it is.
In fact, it's sensitizing you
Yeah,
to even the police
actually.
force.
Yeah.
And their challenges every day, and that comes across actually very beautifully this season.
And
And
that,
it's not about only crime. It's about why the crime happens.
yeah, one thing that stayed with me through the show was not just the crime, but the state of the police force. You know, my heart really went out to them. So if there was one thing that all of you had, say, the chance or the authority to change about the current state when it comes to the police, what would that be?
Ooh, ouch.
More police force.
They are
Number of
understaffed. Yeah,
They are.
they are understaffed.
Also, it's not a very glamorous or luxurious job. I don't even know if they're paid enough to go back home taking a rickshaw.
Their lives are actually fascinating. I've spent some time as part of research for season 1 and 2, some time with one police officer who I shadow. It's like sitting in a police station in an ACP's office is like sitting in an OPD. You know, everybody comes to you with so much urgency and with a range of issues with varying intensities. Like two neighbors will come who've had a spat over
Water.
who's put the kachra, or somebody borrowed money from somewhere and didn't give it back. And on a given day, they're dealing with that, and she ended her day on that day with a murder interrogation into a murder case. So that's the range of events that you're dealing with in a day, and you're constantly asked to make decisions, and you're overworked. So it's a lot. It takes a lot.
But I'd love to know, in terms of the role graph, what do you think has changed for you from season 1?
In season 1, Vartika became a hero.
Yeah.
In season 2, she becomes human. She has flaws. She falters. In season 1, there was no wavering of a moral compass.
Yeah.
It was very clear. I have to catch these guys. They're jerks. It was very simple. Here, it's not as simple as that. There is evidence that points in a certain direction. There is a procedure that she has to follow. But her mind and her instinct is saying, but 1 minute, am I jumping too fast to conclusions? And then the pressure of one, working with somebody she doesn't agree with, then working with people she loves, she respects, but pressure coming from various zones. She's more human, and I love the complexity of it.
I know that season 2 stems from the fact that there is social and economical imbalance within the society, and because of which a lot of crimes are committed. Do you all, in your real lives, in your surroundings, do you all notice such things as well?
We'd be blind if we didn't, no?
Yes, I mean, we'd be really terrible human beings if we didn't even
Yeah.
notice it.
Also, I mean, I don't think we're living in a castle on top of some hill in a fairy tale book.
Yeah.
I mean, we live in a real world, and you see it all the time. There is disparity. There is marginalization. There is a distinct divide of caste, creed, color, sex, gender, like you name it. And are we a part of it? Of course we are. Can I put the entire blame on somebody else? Well, that's very easy to do. Would I not have played a part somewhere unknowingly? You don't know. But then at least we are conscientious enough to ask that question.
And I think what the show really does beautifully, and I'm always moved by it myself, is the idea that in life discrimination is very subtle, and that's what makes it very hard to battle the subtleties of it. That you cannot say that this was done because I'm a man or a woman, and this was done because I have money or not, and you keep debating that why was I discriminated against, or why was I treated a particular way. And that's what the show does very subtly. It sort of points at all the subtle discriminations in life which we have normalized so much.
I'm going to end this on a little light note. I know that shooting Delhi crime, being with cops, and it's an intense subject. It's something that is must be really stressful on a lot of levels. Was there ever a time on the set that y'all said, or that felt like a really light moment, that y'all had a great time? Is there an anecdote y'all can share with us from the sets, any of you?
We have many light moments, actually.
Yeah.
We need the lightness
Yeah.
in order to be able to do a show like this. So,
Also, I think, the comfort level. And we really enjoy being with each other.
yeah.
So even if we have time in between, a lot of us would just hang around. Like, not run off to the van. नहीं तो कई बार ये होता है कि अच्छा मेरा नहीं है ना मैं van में जा रहा हूँ. Like that kind of a thing. So we'd hang around, we'd have a chai. Oh, that kind of a feeling.
हम लोग ज्यादा मस्ती कर लेते थे. Shefali was always
Shefali was
busy
busy.
क्या मस्ती
speaking
करते
lines.
थे आप?
There's a video of Siddharth and me doing lines for one scene. You should watch that video because actually Siddharth and I had no lines in the scene. So, because all the lines were Shefali. So Shefali is sitting and going, and both of us are standing in the side and doing. That was our line rehearsal.
And I'm wishing all of you all the best.
Thank you.
Let's bring home another Emmy. Yeah?
Yes.
Thank you so much and good luck.
Thank you.
Thank
Thank you so much.
Thank you.